Hey, Shalom. Kalalal Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Shalom to the nation of Israel, the elect of the nation of Israel, that is. Now, I'd just like to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Yeah, so I wanted to do this yesterday, but I just didn't get around to doing it. And I just wanted to go over the interview that was hosted by Tucker Carlson. He interviewed Senator Ted Cruz, and he basically was criticizing him for not knowing certain things about Iran and its people and its government. And it just shows you the leadership of the United States, being Babylon the Great, is not only proud but very ignorant and out of touch when it comes to certain things. Hey, but the Lord is a power that cannot lie. He said these things are going to happen. You know, a precept that comes to mind is Daniel 4:17 and Job 30, on how the Lord, he set up the basis of men to rule this earth. And that's what you get, man. A base man is the type of person that is very proud, very ignorant, and very destructive, and that's Esau, Edom. And this interview just further proves that, man. Further proves that. So I'm going to show you clips of the interview, and it hasn't spread out on this article here. I'll put the link in the description, of course, and you could check it out for yourself. I suggest you watch the full interview if you have time, but they do a good job on this article portioning it out for you. And I'm going to play this one later. But before I do that, man, let me just get a precept. Let's get a precept. Let's get Daniel 4:17. Because you got a base man ruling over you. And some people like it. What do I mean by some people? I'm talking about you Israelites. 2/3 like it, man. They like that this base man is over them. But the elect don't. The ones of us that are in our right minds, we don't like it, because this guy shouldn't be in power. But the Lord put this man in power to show his power and to teach us a lesson in righteousness. You know, hey, this is what you get for being wicked. Now I'm going to put a wicked man to rule over you. And he's not only going to be wicked, he's going to be proud, and he's going to be ignorant. Okay? And this is how you're not supposed to be. So this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So it doesn't matter what kingdom it is, any type of kingdom on earth. Hey, the Lord is behind it. He's running the show. So what you should extrapolate from this is that the Lord is in control. The Lord is in control. This is his domain. This is his earth. Remember, the scripture says, heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. As it is in heaven, as it is on earth. Right? Roughly paraphrasing, that is. The Lord is in control. He created this place. And some of you people out there, you're not thinking that way. You think the devil did this all by himself. No, he didn't. That's why you have precepts like Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know why it says given? Because the Lord actually gave it to him. And it was prophesied that he is going to have control. You know, another precept is, I think it's 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter and the 3rd verse, I believe. It talks about the son of perdition. Right. But anyways, let me continue on. It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. That's right. You got a base man ruling over you, which when you go into the word basest, it just simply means low. Okay, low, very low. And you can get a better understanding of why this guy is low. Just go into Job the 30th chapter. Amen. That brings out the history of the Caucasian. Matter of fact, let me get it out. This is let me get it out. Bring it out. Get it out. Job 30 and 1. So this is Job 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yeah, man, they can't even watch over your dogs. Because you know what these devils would do? They'll sleep with the dogs and commit a crime called bestiality. Isn't that what Esau Edom does? You know, bestiality is a crime, but in this kingdom, it's legalized. You can have sex with your pets. And that's what Esau Edom does. He sleeps with dogs. Don't trust an Edomite that has a dog, man. They might be sleeping with it. Right? And a dog isn't supposed to be on your bed. It's a fucking beast. It's supposed to be outside. That's called order. Anyways, man. Verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste. It's true. They lived in the waste places. And didn't the book of Malachi say that he was going to build up the waste places? Right? That's what this devil likes to do. So this links with Malachi chapter 1 verse 4 on down. Links with it. Because this guy likes to build up the desolate waste places. That's why you call him Bob the Builder. He's a construction tycoon, man. You know who Bob the Builder is. You know, that's a little kid show. But that's actually real. That's Esau Edom's spirit. He likes to build things up. Especially the waste places. Anyways, verse 4, it says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Yeah, he's into that whole vegan diet. But yes, he's into juniper roots. Juniper roots are very healthy for you. And the Lord, he gave him that diet so this devil could sustain himself. Really to preserve him. You know, when you go onto when you watch the channel called the Food Network, you watch these shows like Chopped or what is it called? Iron Chef America and these different shows. You know how Esau Edom, when he's on those shows, he likes to show how creative he is. That's the same spirit he was in back then. You know, going into that vegan diet. And that shit ain't inspiring, man. You know, it's really Jake that comes up with all these recipes, because scripture says that Jacob is the former of all things, and also Israel is the salt of the earth. You know, Esau Edom's corny, man. He not inspiring, man. Anyway, verse 5, it says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief. Yeah, and people didn't want to be around you. And when you did come around other people, they said, get out of here, you damn thief. Get out of here, you scoundrel. And that's Esau Edom. He's just a scoundrel and a thief. Look, this guy, he stole the whole earth. Because the left-hand side was with him. That's what he did with that power, man, on the left-hand side. He stole the whole earth. He's a thief. All right, he's a damn thief. Ever since this devil came into power, he was just stealing and murdering, man. So that's how you Edomites are. You're just a bunch of thieves and scoundrels. Verse 6, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. That's right. And this is the history of the Caucasian right here. Because that's you white people, right? That's why you like to call yourself Caucasians. Why? Because you live in the caves. So this proves that you guys are the Caucasians. You Edomites, man. Who are the only people on earth that did this? You Edomites. You were doing this. This is how you function. Right? That's why you have movies called Quest for Fire. Quest got the Flintstones. Right? That's all Edomites, man. It's all based on Edomites. So yeah, you're a low man. You're a base being, man. You're a vile creature. Now it goes on to read, verse 7, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. Yeah, you didn't even have a language. You had to bray, man. You brayed like a beast, like a horse. That's how you communicated with each other. You guys didn't even have a language, man. Esau Edom don't know anything about linguistics. Come on, man. Verse 8, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. You Edomites are nothing but pieces of shit. And that's not me saying, that's the Bible, man. Come on. Verse 8 says it all. Let me read it again. They were children of fools. Yes, you're very stupid. Very, very stupid. You Edomites. Only a fool would pollute the air that he breathes. Only a fool would pollute the water that he drinks. Only a fool will pollute the food that he eats. And that's Esau Edom. That's why you have companies like Tyson Foods, Monsanto's. So they create genetically modified organisms. Now, a lot of research has been done that genetically modified organisms or genetically modified foods are very hazardous towards your health. It's very dangerous. They actually give you cancer and it makes you sick. And then you practice something called factory farming, man, which that destroys the environment and it destroys the animals. So these people are children of fools, man. Fucking stupid. Then you got this Yahoo, Bill Gates, coming out here telling you to eat bugs and 3D printed meat. He has all these doctorates, but he's never went to school. You know, children of fucking fools, man. Children of fools. Verse 9. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. That's right, because now they're in power. Now they're over you. And now you are their proverbial poem. Now you are their byword. Now they can go around and say racial slurs about you and tell you that you're inferior, when that's not really the case. Let me get Job 9:24, man, and then I'm going to go to the article. Job 9:24. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And who are the judges? To get a better understanding of that, I suggest you go read Genesis, the first chapter, when it talks about God or the gods, right? God, because that goes into Judges, the word Elohim. That's talking about the angels, and it's also talking about the Israelites, and also Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And you replace those images with his own images. Now he's the angels. Now he's God. Now he's the Savior. Now he's the chosen people. But it says here, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and that's true. He is ruling the earth right now. It is in his hand. And I can't stress this enough. Given. Given by who? The Lord gave him this earth for a period of time. He got this earth when? During the Renaissance period. The 1400s, early 1400s. Ever since, the world has been in his hand. And he's about to lose the world. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this is not preaching hate, this is preaching love. This is what I'm doing. I'm preaching you love. You know what love is? Love is the truth. Love is the law, statutes, and commandments. This is love. This ain't hate. Because a lot of you people that come on our channels, especially the elders and apostles, because they get more views, right? Because they're more established in this thing. Spiritually, that is. But you guys think we're preaching hate. No, this is love. Telling you the truth. Come on, man. This guy's the devil, man. He is the devil. And the devil's going to go down. He's going to go away like a bad dream pursuant to Job, the 20th chapter. And we're living in that time, man. We're living in exciting times. The time of this man's destruction and the time of the nation of Israel's deliverance, man. Starting with the elect. It's going to happen. All right, let's move on. So this is highlights from Tucker mercilessly excoriating chicken hog Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, which he's a senator that comes out of Texas. So I'm going to read this part first, and then I'm going to play this clip. Now it says here, the 2006 book, Imperial Life in the Emerald City Inside Iraq's Green Zone by Rajiv Chandraskran, was among the first to document up close the chaos of post-Saddam Iraq and the attempt of American and coalition forces to hold the country together and settle in for the forever war and occupation. Chandrasekaran observed that Bush's coalition provisional authority government, which ruled from Baghdad under Paul Bremer, was filled with young American officials who in many instances had never been out of the United States. That's right, they are green as hell, and all they knew, or all they know, is the United States. You know, they don't know anything. They're ignorant. Don't know anything. All they know is the American way of doing things. They don't know fuck all. So astoundingly and illustrating the utter blind hubris of Bush's nation-building project. Yeah, they are very hubris in a sense. They are very arrogant. Man, the Bush regime was very arrogant, man. Going into George Bush. We're going to go into Afghanistan. We're going to go into, we're going to go get Saddam. Why? Because he has weapons of mass destruction, even though that wasn't proven. So it was all out of ignorance, right? And then, you know, the American people, you bought into that foolishness. People are as dumb as rocks, man. But it says, young State Department personnel were being sent to Iraq where they would make fateful decisions over the future of the country and its day-to-day running. Yet some were receiving U.S. passports for the first time in their lives. Further, so-called country experts often couldn't so much as speak a traveler's level of Arabic, and officials had little clue what historical and doctrinal differences separated Sunni from Shia. Such ignorance, while overseeing the destruction of an entire ancient society, continues at the highest levels of U.S. government. Yeah, man, so yeah, that just shows you the ignorance of the ones that are in power in the United States. It's on the highest levels, man. So they're all ignorant, and they don't know anything about Arabia, aka the Middle East. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about Iraq or Iran, but they're calling all the shots. And now we are about to Iraq, Iran. That's right. So the situation in Iran is very similar to what happened in Iraq in the past, during the Saddam era and post-Saddam era. Okay? That's how it's looking. So Iran is going through the exact same thing that Iraq went through. Now, let's move on. Let me just play the clip here. Ted Cruz says he has no idea what the population or ethnic mix of Iran is. He wants the U.S. to help Israel bomb and destroy the country anyways. All right.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not
okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here, because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
That's how it is, man. You know, and then he deflected everything because he was embarrassed. Right? But he doesn't know fuck all. He doesn't know anything about Iran and the people that live there. But he wants to destroy them anyway and help Israel. And when this guy got into office, that was his goal. You know, he made it his duty to serve Israel. And that's how they all are. They just go with the flow. Bunch of paper pushers, man. But they don't know fuck all, and shows you they're ignorant as hell. And that's why this devil needs to go down, man. And he is gonna go down. Let me get some scriptures now, man. This is Job chapter 20, verse 5. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yes, the triumphing of the wicked is short. And who's triumphing right now? Esau, Edom. They have stolen the whole earth. And also they are the hammer of the earth. But that's only for a short time. And the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And they are a bunch of hypocrites, man. A bunch of actors. Especially if you're in politics, man. Hey, man, that's the big leagues when it comes to acting. Not Hollywood. Politics. Because you got to be a real actor if you're a politician. Alright, but bunch of hypocrites, man. A bunch of hypocrites pretending to be benevolent when they're wicked as hell. But that's this devil, man, pursuing to Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. Through peace he shall destroy many. You know, and he pretends like he's giving you peace, and that's why we call him a hypocrite. But for a moment, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach on to his head reach onto the clouds. That's right, he's in his rulership. He's on top of the world. He's actually in heaven, and he's actually done that, pursuing to the book of Obadiah. How he has nested among the stars, man. Starting with his space program, his space station, so to speak. But he's on top of the world. And it's to the point now where he thinks he's better than the Most High, the Creator. Verse 7, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? That's right, and he is going to perish forever like his own dung. You know what dung is? Dung is shit. When you take a shit in the toilet and you flush it down, you don't go back to the bathroom and pull up the toilet lid and look in the toilet to see where your shit is, because it's your shit. You don't care. And that's how this devil is going to perish, like shit. You don't give a damn about shit. And all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai for putting spirit on Job to word it this way. Bunch of devils, man. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Yeah, where is this guy? This was the man that made the world tremble. But now he has become weak as we. Hey, that's pursuing to Isaiah the 14th chapter, man. Also going into how the weak are now saying that I'm strong. Let the weak say I'm strong. Right? Hey, when you go down, man, everybody's going to be like, yo, where the fuck did this guy go? Damn. Verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. That's right, because right now we're living in a nightmare. And for you Israelites that live in the United States, you know what you call it? You call it the American nightmare. But it's not just in America. The whole world is a nightmare because this devil is ruling the world. And we just read it. In Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, so he controls the whole earth. So this is not a nice dream that we're in. It's a nightmare. Right? It's June and it's Pride Month. Fucking nightmare. Then you got Caravana coming. That's a nightmare. Then you got these women's rights coming. That's a nightmare. Got NAMBLA. That's a nightmare. Epstein files. That's a nightmare. Trump with the tariffs. That's a nightmare. Inflation. That's a nightmare. So this is a nightmare, man. This ain't a good dream. And shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. And that's how it's going to feel when we get in the kingdom, man. Because when we get in the kingdom, we're going to be singing and rejoicing. We're going to be singing upon our beds after we wake up. Scriptures actually mentions that. And we're going to have servants and everything, man. And it's going to be righteous. Verse 9, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. That's right, and you're going to have to pay for everything you have done. All the atrocities that you have committed upon the earth and its people. You're going to pay for that, man. And your children, yeah, man, they're going to be embarrassed because of their forefathers. And you see that now. They have something called white guilt. But the Lord don't care about that. He doesn't care if you donate. He doesn't care if you're sorry. You have to pick up the tab, man, because you are your forefathers coming back. Esau, Edom is going to receive their comeuppance, and they're going to receive destruction, man. And you're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years, man. It's going to be a hardcore, brutal slavery, that is. I don't know. The Lord be with you, man. Good luck. Good luck. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Let me get this. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. Yeah, Mr. Caveman, your pride has deceived you. And that's him. You know, this is an example of that. You know, you forgot your so-called humble beginnings, man. You forgot where you came from. And now you're proud because the Lord has given you this earth to rule over for a period of time. But you forget there are certain prophecies that have to be fulfilled, and you also forget that there is a creator and he's in control, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's right. And the scriptures talk about Isaiah 24. I believe that's Isaiah 24:10. It says the city of confusion is broken down. So the Lord is going to bring you down, and he's going to bring your city down by the way of destruction. Yeah, man. He's going to bring it down. But now in your heart, you think that you're never going to go down, because your inward thought is that your house shall continue forever. That's what you really believe. You believe you're going to go on for another 500 years, and then you're going to colonize the scars and do whatever it is that you have planned. Let me get this. This is Sirach chapter 5 verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. That's right. So, you know, this seems menial. He's like, oh, why do I got to know this? You know, I don't have to be an expert. Well, you know, it may seem menial, but you should know it, man. Especially if you're in a position of authority, and especially if you're trying to destroy another country. You should know everything about them. Tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. I'm just thinking about that. That's how these devils are. But yeah, anyways, man. He's ignorant, and we're not supposed to be ignorant, whether it's great or small. It may seem insignificant, but you should know it. You should know it, because you're calling yourself an expert. Anyways, man, with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwam Yashala, Bible Ball.